'99 Jeep Grand Cherokee. What's happening is the brakes are locked up. See, I can't even move them. One thing I would do to ensure that I'm accurate in diagnosing this, and it's not 100%, is break this line here in the back. So crack the valve that feeds the brake fluid to the caliper, and if it releases, it's an indication that there's some obstruction either in the brake line or up in the master cylinder, or probably the distribution block or proportion valve. But what I do, both of these front are locked up. I know it's kind of hard to fathom, like, well, how does two calibers go bad like simultaneously? I don't know, but I will say this: I'm going to crack this valve here, and I'm falling, and see if the fluid leaks out and if it releases. Get a pan. Fluid's gonna drip out. I'm about to flush it anyway, so I'm gonna let it do its thing. Release. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna go ahead and replace these calibers. Make sure I didn't slip. Probably need some. It should release enough to be able to move it freely. I'm also gonna help it. See if it'll come up and release. Do anything. I know it shouldn't take much, being that you crack the line in the back, feed line. It should be enough for it to completely just release because under so much pressure. No, it still ain't do nothing. I shouldn't have to apply that much to release this. But even if I'm trying to, still should come off. Oh, look at that. Okay, released a little bit. I'm confident these pistons are seized up. What am I gonna do? It's really hot because it was just driven over here and it was stuck like crazy. You can also see just the heat marks. When I replace this, I'm gonna put all new parts. So of course, I'm gonna put new calipers, brakes and rotors on here. Flush the system out. So that's completely released. I'm gonna try and okay, we get enough room back there. It's not doing anything. I don't know how. This is not the first time this happened. Working on, I did a Jeep like this, and I have had the same thing, but this was a newer model, like a 2006. This is the older '99. I had Toyota Highlander. The same thing. I don't know if it has something to do with the dual pistons. Not sure, but I'm going to do the same. Ouch! Oh gosh, hit that wire brush. I'm going to do the same for the other side, and also go ahead and price some front brakes and rotors. Let's see if it'll take it all the way. It'll get flushed out anyway. Whoops. Crush washer. Doing it better. just not going. Yeah, it's binding up. Uh-oh. Got oil dry down there. So even if it like released a little bit, if you can't compress this caliber in, if you put a C-clamp to it, it's bad, and just replace it. No point of, you can rebuild them, but like, why waste the time? We can just get a whole another one with the warranty. Ain't no telling how the heat probably expanded and caused things to seize up. But yeah, it's released. Um, I already did like 3 videos today, so I'm not even gonna bother to do a video on this. But if you decide to diagnose a bad caliber, this is one way of doing it. I see these guides probably are also a problem. They're probably not lubricated properly. I think what happened, somebody tried putting brake pads on here because these pads look real fresh. I think that's what happened. They told me that there was an effort to replace these. Take all the stuff off. My part still can't even probably get it today. Work on this tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know how about these guides being stuck, but could have been because of the excessive heat caused the grease to dry up. Mm-mm-mm. I could have pulled off right on the first time. It's a 7. All right. Pull the whole thing off. No, they're not that bad. They're not that stuck. My driver. Shoot up some cold brake cleaner. Damn. Ooh, look at that heat right there. Yeah, that's heat. Yeah, you can tell when there's a stuck caliber. If you don't know which side, just look at the side of them. You'll see it'll be purple. Look at the back of the pad. You'll look all heat treated. And when it gets really hot and you got this dust, oil, they'll turn to a powder. I'm gonna leave that on there. Oh, it's hot. See if I can collapse it. Let me get a C-clamp. pushing in, it's not even doing anything. Yeah, I ain't gonna break the bank trying, but get the idea. Alright, well, I guess I'll be doing front brakes, rotors again, and whatever else this truck may need. She say. So, but yeah, that's how you diagnose a defective caliper. I've had brake lines also cause this issue, but again, when you crack the line, the caliper releases, and you can actually push the pistons in. It's a good sign that those calipers are not going to be the problem, and it could be something in the brake line. So if you one way of finding out the brake line is defective is if you break the line back here. There's no fluid coming out, and you're able to press the pistons in. Um, then it's a good indication that the line is collapsed on the inside. The rubber line will do that. So if there's no fluid coming out, go to the next nearest point for the brake hose where it goes to the metal line, crack that, and if fluid starts to flow out, it's a good indication that there's a collapsed brake line, and that's your culprit. So you just kind of work your way up. But yeah, all right, I'm going. Peace and hair grease.